Welcome back to another video and another original reading and verse from the passive income poet, which is me. But before we get started, I will start out each one of our readings with the original haiku. I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research. I'm just a dude on YouTube, not financial advice. So with all of that, we'll skip past that rigmarole and get on to the latest verse, original verse, from the passive income poet, which again is me. This original verse is called Drip Better Have My Money. And we shall begin. I deposited some hard-earned BNB. Drip better have my money. I bought mine when the price was $120. Drip better have my money. They say it pays 1% each day. Drip better have my money. When it comes to cash, I don't play. Drip better have my money. Keep your floozy and your hoochie. Drip better have my money. Looking at my wallet, you know I'm Gucci. Drip better have my money. Only thing for certain is drip, death, and taxes. Drip better have my money. 1% daily is what the fax is. Drip better have my money. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Drip does have my money. Every day I wake up, it is the best thing in DeFi. I hope you guys heard that background music. I'm trying to class up the place a little bit and step my game up for the passive income poet. So anyway, welcome back. Thanks for joining. We're going to get right into this piggy bank strategy here because it takes a little bit of time to do this, but I try and do this each time, every month that I do this, just so that you all can see what it is I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I did compound this morning the rest of my piggy banks, and you can see it here. Let me click off and click back on. You can see the ones I did. But what I'm going to do, and I do this slowly, right? And actually, let me sign into Pancake Swap to get this ready and set up, because again, it takes a little bit of time, and I try and get through it as quickly as possible, and I show you my spreadsheet and everything like that. But so what we're going to do is, again, these are some of my original stakes in the piggy bank that I have are not staked any longer. And before we get going here's what I want to challenge everybody on. I don't think anybody, I know I'm critical of Forex sharks sometimes, and I think I'm fair in my criticism, right? And the reason I don't have referral links, because I want to be able to speak freely, because I don't want anybody to think, A, that I'm just trying to, pump up some things that, aren't good, and B, I want to be able to speak, freely and honestly about whatever project I'm covering here. And plus, I'm not a drip maxi. So anyway, what I've done, I just want to challenge a lot of the big influences out there. Everyone's talking like, oh, I'm so long on pigs, and if you're long on pigs, you got to be long on the piggy bank, right? A lot of people have figured out the drip garden is what's going to help them get pigs. Also, they're going to figure out that you're getting pigs, as you'll see today, in terms of where I am and how many net pigs I'm going to be getting just from this strategy, and what that's going to do long term if you just kind of look out on it. But I hear all these influencers, and they show you their wallets, and this includes everybody, right? Matt Bills has a big piggy bank stake, and it wasn't very long, and it's a solo sport. I'm not criticizing that you do what you want. What I'm challenging, and it's not a criticism, what I'm challenging all those influencers who are out there is that if you're long on piggy bank, on pigs, then you should be long on piggy bank, meaning that I should be seeing a lot more longer stakes in there, like I'm doing. Every month I get a 57-week piggy bank stake and a 156-week piggy bank stake, right? Every single month. So I don't think anybody out there is as long as I am, and that includes, like I said, Matt Bills, that includes Kenny, and it includes Stunner. I know Stunner dropped $5,000, which is not chump change by any means, right? For him it is, but for everybody else, it's not chump change. But he just dropped it with no stake, And Stunner gave me this stake right here. This number 7 here. This is an airdrop from Stunner when the piggy bank first opened, right? He gave me a 156 week stake here, so I'm appreciative. But Stunner is not putting out long stakes in his either, and it's a solo sport. He can do what he wants, but you got to weigh what these influencers are saying versus what they're doing, right? That's what you got to look at, and I want to encourage you. And again, I'm not trying to grow a YouTube channel. I'm the slowest growing YouTube channel in the history of YouTube and DeFi here, right? And it is because I don't have comments enabled. I'm not trying to manage community. People who come here want intellectual, honest opinion and dialogue, and that's what I'm going to aim to provide. So with that being said, you'll see again that I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and maybe I'm a fool, but it's one of those things where I'm definitely, like I said, putting my money where my mouth is. So that being said, let's go ahead and do this, and I try to take this slow because I want to make sure that I sell versus compound right after putting all this work in. And actually, you know what, before I do this, let me do this. I need to do something else here, and I want to, because I collect the stats here, right? So 137, 59, 7 and 29. So 137, 137, 59, 7, and 29. Okay, I'm good here. So this is what my targeted, BUSD is that I should be getting, right? I should be getting 58 bucks, and right now I have $5 and some change in my piggy bank stake. So let's see, after I sell and after I split these, you'll see what it is that I actually have, right? So let's see here. I'll sell. Maybe I'll have a little bit more than 58 bucks, 58 and some change, but let me move up, sell, up, sell, move up, sell, and we'll move up. Okay, so you'll see after this goes down, I should be back. These should not have these. Anyway, these should after I click off and click back on, these should be reset in terms of. Yep. Actually, wait a second. Maybe did this not go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're all gone. So I don't have any more truffle value there. So these all compounded, right? So let's do this. I'm going to go over to nope, not my drip garden. I'm going to go over to Pancake Swap. Going to go over to liquidity. So whenever you sell your truffles that you have there, it's basically truffles are sold for pigs BUSD in the liquidity, right? And so I should have find other LP, right? So okay, so let's do this. Let's do BUSD and let's do AFD. Hopefully that's up there. It is not. So I got to find the address. Oh, AFP, that's why. There we go. Animal Farm Pigs, import. I understand. All right, so you'll see here that after all is said and done, I had what does it look like? I have 9.869 pigs BUSD LP that I'm gonna split up, and I'm gonna there we go. So I'm gonna basically remove liquidity here, right? And we're just gonna do, I remove 50% because I split that out and I keep the BUSD and then I deposit the pigs, and we'll see how many pigs I got, right? And it should tell me here, right? When you go to Pancake Swap, make sure you have the right address for Pancake Swap. So it's going to get me a half a pig, which, again, at the end of the day, with pigs being at about 138 bucks, a little bit less than a half a pig, that's, it should be equal to 58 bucks here. And I was pretty close in terms of how much BUSD that I should be getting here, right? So I got to enable it. It'll pop up my MetaMask. You have to approve that. Got to sign it. And then I should be able to remove it, and it should leave me with half of what I had there. So in terms of being able to make a new piggy bank stakes there. So, right? So this is the estimate in terms of what's there. So I'll confirm that. Go there. We'll close this out. We'll wait for it to complete. And then once I do this, it's still pending. I'm going to run over and hit my MetaMask wallet here, right? And we'll jump back over here. And I want to see how much BUSD is actually in my wallet now. It's still waiting here on MetaMask to go through, right? There we go. So I'll jump down to my assets. All right, so it's exactly about what I thought, right? So I had $5 and some change in there, and now this is the BUSD I have for this week. I am tracking this on my piggy bank here, so I'll put this in. That should show me my net for this week. and boom, there you go. 58 and some change, right? 58. I'm just going to add this in, right? In terms of yeah, what I did. It's close enough, right? I'm not trying to track it exactly. So there we go. There you have it. So this will help me with some of my BUSD or BNB that I need for transactions. Let me save this out real quick. Now I'm going to jump over to the piggy bank, and we are going to. Oh, we're here already. So we're gonna, buy. So let's see. This is. Let me click off of this. I don't think this is updated in terms of my balance. Pigs BUSD. There we go. So I should have basically 4 points. We'll do this one on the shorter one. 4.45. We'll do that for the 4.45. We're going to do this one for 57 weeks. All right, and we're going to approve it. Oops, actually, you know what? I'm not going to approve that. Reject. So I think I messed up. Let me get the math right here because I want to get this right. 4.9348 divided by 2 equals. Yeah, I did that wrong. I almost messed up here. I'm glad I took. See, that's why you got to take your time, right? So let's do this again. 4. I would have messed myself up here. 9348 divided by 2 equals 2.4674. Let's do that. Let's try this again. See, that's why you got to take your time. I'm kind of multitasking here, which is why you should never text and drive 2.4674. All right, now this one I will approve, and we'll see. I don't know how many piglets this is going to get. We'll do this after I get both of these done here. Okay, so let's see. Wait on this to complete, and then we'll go check out the piggy bank again. I'll refresh it, click off and click back on, and then do the 156, the maximum one. Wait for this to refresh a little bit. Let's go while we're here. Did not show up yet. Okay. So let's click off and click back on. What is going on? Oh, I got that was the approval. It wasn't the actual. Okay. All right. 2.4674. It's because I cleared out a bunch of stuff. I went on this tool that just basically removed anybody the unlimited access to my wallet here. All right, 57 weeks. Let's go buy piglets. There we go. All right, now that should go. We'll see here in a second here. After this is approved, we'll switch back down. And again, I know these are long, but again, I want you all to kind of see the plan that I have and be able to pause and look at the numbers as well. All right, waiting for this. Okay, now I should be able to click off and click back on. There we go. There it is. All right, so that's the 57-week one. And ooh, look at this. I'll get the numbers here in a second. All right, so let's do the max here, see if this is working. It is working. They didn't have this working before on the old interface. So, all right, 156 weeks here. Going to buy these piglets. Confirm it. Let's go here and see when this is done, and we'll click off and click back on. I still don't I think you have to relog back on. I haven't tried it. I'm just so in the habit of clicking off just so I don't have to relog into my wallet every time. Ooh, this failed. What happened, baby? I think I might have to remove some of the... All right, let's try it again. Some of the decimals. Sometimes that happens. That's okay. 156 weeks. Buy piglets. Acknowledge. So you can kind of get used to these things. Sometimes when you get rejected like that, it's because there's too many decimal points behind there, right? And so I just kind of remove a few of them, and that helps. So it'll be close enough, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let's see if this one goes through. Should have enough BNB in there, rather. I do. let's see if this one gets approved. Then we'll click off. And again, you figure out how to quickly go through these idiosyncrasies. Don't freak out, when stuff like that happens. Just take your time, and this should jump down to almost zero. There we go. So let's go down here and see, and there we go. So here we go. We have the 2 additional piggy banks here, right? So I'm going to actually, let me see here. Piglets is what I want to do here. I want to grab these. I'm going to add these to, try and track all this stuff, right? Just so I have it, going forward, like you see here from where I originally started. So I'm starting out with 393,000, piglets here, which is going to be great. I'll check out the other Defi Buddy tool here in a second and see what that looks like, right? And so even though this one's is a little bit less, it always happens that way. I don't know, why it does it, but maybe because there's a little bit less and because of the tax, right? And this one had got me 390, but this one in a day or two will surpass this, as all the longer stakes do, right? And so let's see here, 58 bucks, and this is what happens with the decay, right? And this is how Forex Sharks set this up in terms of the decay. You can see last month I had spent $56 in terms of total value, and I got 184. This week I'm almost more than double, what I got. So these stakes are going to be paying out real nicely here and compounding quickly. So let me run over to the max pig payout here and jump over to my pig pen. We'll refresh this and jump down and grab these lower 2. Actually, wait a second. That's over here. Let me take that back. I'll go over here, max payout. Yeah, that's max payout, and then we'll go over there. That's all right. All right, max payout. And we'll go get the longer stake here. And I do this every day, just tracking all of this, just so you know. And it's just kind of a personal preference thing. It really, I think, helps me, just kind of eyeball and be familiar with the inner workings of, when the contract goes down and the price stays even, just kind of what I have going on here, right? So, let's do this, 58 and 58. And so, again, when I see things, it's this is dollars. I'll fix this real quick. All right. So when I see things like that, and I can track whether I know based on price and pig contract if things are going up or down here, right? So let's do this. I want to go over, and I also want to grab my max payout after compound here. Here's my piggy bank. Got to go all the way back down to the bottom, get these newest 2. So again, it shows not that high right away, but that's okay. It'll catch up. Contract value. There we go. That's a $sign. That's why I didn't format this. I just did this morning, so got to fix some things. I'm not going to bother you guys watching this, but at least I have the numbers here when I go back and fix them. 32s. Okay, and then the max payout after compound. I think that I had that up there too, so I do have that up there. So I'm not gonna let me just do it now so I don't forget. All right. Again, if I don't go back, things will get messed up and you lose the actual values of, when you actually had them. So I encourage you to knock things out right away. All right. So then we're going to run over after I do this and we're going to take a look at a couple of things, right? Okay, so we should be done there. You get the idea. I've done this. You can go back and watch the prior ones and you kind of get the idea. And I know this video is running a little bit long, but they always do when I do this, right? So let's go back up and just see how many piglets I have. I did hit that 40 million piglet mark here. I'll just run through my wallets real quick and then I'll focus in on the piggy banks and what where they are, because I want to hit Defi Buddy here. So right now I hit that again that $1,000 mark, and about every 10. What that means is every 10 days I'm going to bump up 100 and be earning an extra drip a day, just so you know there, right? Let's see, piston token hit that 500 mark, so that's starting to pump pretty good as well. Let's see, Pigpen, again, I should have, actually, let's take a look at this. So available to withdraw, let's see, deposit. So I have 0.422 times that 137, and I'll just give you the number on there, right? So 137 times 0.422. Again, it's at 57.9, right, and some change. It goes up a little bit higher than that, right? So that's what I have, just by, again, taking this strategy, and I'm going to add this, and this is tomorrow morning I'll do this. It'll bump up, what I'm earning daily on my BUSD here and also my pigs, right? So anyway, that's where I am with pigs. We'll jump over to the drip garden. You can see that I hit that 3 million mark, and you can also, again, I just wanted the drip garden and the piggy bank every 21 days. Your assets, your total, so my total plants should double, right? Every 21 days. So about there, the 23rd, 24th, I should have that 6 million mark, a little bit over. Same thing with the piggy banks, that I have. So go back over here again, just click on the piggy bank and just kind of see what's going on here, right? This should update. And then I'm going to go over to Defi. I love a couple of these tools, right? I love, excuse me, I love DeFi Buddy, and I also love drip.formulate.com, right? So here's where we are, right? Let's go down and do these new two, right? So last month, here's what happened, right? With the 57-week stake, you can see what my, I'm getting about a 1,500 or 1,400, every day in terms of my piggy bank bonuses, right? And so the higher you deposit, the higher reward you're going to get, right? So you can see here I'm getting 11,000. And before we go over, I'll show you the first two when I first started doing this, right? So here's when I first started doing this with this strategy. You can still see right now I'm only getting 287 daily bonus piglet bonuses because it was earlier on, the decay hadn't kicked in as high, and even with this one, it was a higher deposit. I'm only getting 1,400, right? So now. And I'll show you the numbers here in a second, right? Those first two that I did, I deposited, let's see, 2, 4. So it was right here, I believe, is where I kicked these in, right? Yeah. So, about 17,000 is what I had there in the initial deposits for that 57 and 156, and then went up to 85 and 84, and then 186, 184, and now 393 and 390, right? So now let's jump back over. And again, I'm still earning 3 point, taking the strategy of letting it roll the last 7 days of the month. And by the way, this is an extra day because I try not to, do any transactions on my Sabbath, which was yesterday. So I got an extra day in here, which, attributes to the higher, piglet deposit here in LP. So let's look at this one, the 57 week one, and we'll see the daily bonus. I'm getting 2,000 on my daily bonus here, right? And then let's look at this one to start out with. I'm getting 22,000 a day on my daily bonus. So this one's these two are gonna skyrocket here very, very quickly. So anyway, that is pretty much gonna do it. Like I said, I love both these tools. Listen, we're coming up close we're in October now. We're in the home stretch of this animal farm going live. So I strongly encourage, all of you to hang in there. If you're thinking about jumping in, man, you don't have a better time than now in terms of if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on drip, man. It's $6.85, and this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do it, but man, getting in on all these things, and the pig price just a couple of back a month and a half or so ago, like I said, I got 8 or 9 of them at $57, and I think it got as low as $54. So, but I think I know I jinxed things, right? I put last week that 250 was the target potentially by the time, and it still could hit that, by the time the animal farm goes fully live, right? But, again, I thought that maybe this week we would see that $200 mark by this weekend, but it slowed off because people are still, taking profits, but whatever. But that's going to do it. I know this is running long. I want to just thank you all again, for supporting the channel. Again, I'm not trying to grow it. I'm hoping that my main goal is that I hope this explains things in terms of how I'm doing it, showing you my journey. And if it helps you, again, with you and your journey, then mission accomplished. I don't care if I have 300, 3,000, or 300,000. If I can help one or two people with my journey, that's what my goal is. So be kind to each other. Be kind to people as much as you can. You never know what they're going through. Congratulations, you made it through 100% of your worst days, and you'll get through the next ones. And congratulations on trying to change your financial future. So, before I go, I'll just show you real quick. Those of you, I know most people don't watch all the way through the end, but you can see after I compounded this morning, I took profits last night, and I'll talk to you next week about my new piggy bank strategy in terms of what I'm going to do, right? You can see here I'm making less 0.84 seconds, and then here's my stats here, so you can pause this. But anyway, be kind to each other, be generous when you're tipping, and we will talk to you at the next video.